topic I haven't really seen anybody talk about on this platform so far is MrBeast's recent staggering uprise in subscribers. More specifically, the gap between him and T-Series, which is now under 3 million as of recording this. It's probably gonna be like 1 million by the time I upload. And really, it's insane, considering 1 month ago he was only 15 million away. And if you check on Social Blade, you can see the growth there too. Like, look at this. He's getting 1 million almost every day. Most people don't even get past that goal on YouTube either. By the time it takes someone to get 1 million, let alone me, this guy would already be doubling or even tripling his sub count. And it's really just all mind-boggling just to even imagine all this. And I think just 10 years ago, the most subscribed channels had about 1/10 of what they did now. Another thing I find really interesting about these analytics is just how outperforming MrBeast is getting, like, in general. I don't know if it's due to everybody realizing how close he is to passing T-Series or if his content is getting better by the months, but that 1 million a day is just blowing out of the water. Also, the live streams on YouTube are starting to blow up too. For example, if I search up MrBeast versus T-Series, the live viewers is now in the thousands. The top one was just at like 600 this morning. Like, holy crap. MrBeast is even joining the live streams himself. Like, I've been looking around and some of them have pinned comments from the guy himself. For example, I'll show a few of them on the screen. Honestly, I'm glad for the guy. He's made some pretty high quality stuff in the past few years, totally deserves it. And tomorrow or even today, I'm almost certain this is going to be the talk of the whole internet. And really, it is pretty significant since a genuine YouTuber hasn't passed T-Series since 2019 when PewDiePie had sadly lost his throne just 5 years ago. Speaking of which, I may as well just give a general history of the whole subwar stuff while I'm at it. So, going back in the day to 2018, when Indian access to the internet was just gradually growing like crazy, a bunch of Indians were eventually stumbling across YouTube and they were subscribing to people like T-Series, and those companies would just get a huge boost. Another one is like ZTV or something like that. And when T-Series was closing in, well, let's just say the whole internet was not glad to see that for the very least. They wanted to keep PewDiePie number one for just a little longer. By a little longer, I mean they did not want a corporation, let alone anyone, to pass him. And for several months, pretty much the entirety of YouTube was pushing the sub count to prevent him from losing to T-Series, and there were a few slip-ups where T-Series would have more subscribers for like a few days or so, and the rest of YouTube would keep following up and up, only to no avail when T-Series would finally pass Felix for good on April 14th, 2019. Slowly but surely, more corporate channels would take the lead, with SET India and Cocomelon passing him as well 2 years later, which is further brought down that former solid reputation YouTube once had years ago, when the landscape was actual people. Speaking of which, the amount of channels that are just rock-solid corporations today is really just insane, considering that they take a huge portion of the top 50 channels on this platform. Not to mention kids' channels or musicians and artists, which really shows how commercialized and more, in a sense, bland YouTube is nowadays. Like, if you were to see a list of the top 50 YouTubers even just a decade ago, you'd have names like Ray William Johnson, Smosh, a bunch of Minecrafters, etc. And while you can hate on some of them, you can't doubt it put the U that went in YouTube. Like, these corporations are just so stale and dull, and in my opinion, it like ruins the whole YouTube landscape. Like, there's no fun in it anymore, which is why I'm seeing something like MrBeast and T-Series to be a really important mark for whatever YouTube is and will become. In my eyes particularly, I see it as a win, but of course that's just me. But getting back to what I was talking about earlier, people were passing PewDiePie essentially, and one of those people was our current man today, MrBeast himself. In fact, this all happened just 1.5 years ago. At the time, I myself didn't really see much about it, and I didn't even really know who he was anyways. I did see his branding with all the merchant Team C stuff going around, but I never thought too much about it, and in the coming months it started to become more and more evident of a potential comeback and what would be the future. Subsequently, he would also pass both channels that had previously passed PewDiePie, and by the start of the year he just had over 200 million subscribers. With an ever so closing gap, that lands us where we are today. I mean, in conclusion, it's pretty cool. By the looks of it, there's like a 99.9999 whatever % chance this guy is going to finally pass T-Series tomorrow, or even better, potentially still today, or yesterday, since this video is going to probably be posted on Saturday instead of Friday, but MrBeast probably would have already passed them by then, I don't know. And as for T-Series, they also have this like corny promotion video that they uploaded about a month ago, I think, or two. I mean, there's not much to it. You can see it playing now. I don't know. It's there, I guess. I mean, I hate to break it to you, whomever might want T-Series to stay #1, but it's like obviously too late by then. Unless you were to go bonkers on the channel all of a sudden, like what happened to PewDiePie when that whole thing went down. But it's just kind of nothing you can do. It's inevitable, but in my opinion, it's a good kind of inevitable. I mean, let's be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I don't mind the whole message of bringing back genuine personalities and creators like how YouTube was, just so recent yet long ago. And in general, I think this is really pushing a more of a positive meaning and light to the whole YouTube thing in itself. So that's kind of all I have to say for my 2 cents on whatever this quote-unquote situation would be. I mean, it's not really that serious or important. It's just goofing off on YouTube. I mean, I like it. I think it's fun. It makes the whole site more fun in general. And as for my channel, which you probably don't care about, another video should come out in a few days. I'm gonna try and get back on the whole YouTube thing again and give it a second go, and until then, I'll see you guys around.